Yo, watch the deal. It's your player partner Bobby WAJ, and this is another one from Watch to the World. Per usual, we're gonna lead in with giving God its due in just praise and acknowledgement. I pray that wherever you tuning in from, whether you're watching, viewing this broadcast currently or sometime in the future, that the Most High God bless you, man. I pray that the blessings of the Most High God be upon you and you receive divine direction, protection, as well as correction. We got some content that we're gonna be getting to. Some pretty good content, man. This content creator whose video that I'm going to be sharing with you all is a dude whose content I like. I dig the brother's content, you know what I mean? But today, Bobby Ye is the subject of his content. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at the brother. I haven't seen the content. When it was sent to me, I merely told the individual who sent it to me, you know what I mean, I'm out and about handling my BI. And when I get to the crib, I will give it I will view it. I'm at the crib, I'm cooling with y'all, you feel what I'm saying? And we gonna get into this content. Now listen, disclaimer. The individual who sent it to me, hold on, I'm gonna tell you what this individual said. This is what they said, man. They said he's on your ASS. Wow. Okay. That's exciting. I can't wait to view this content. What about y'all? Is y'all excited about this? So the individual that made the content, um, and what is the name of it? I want to give you the caption of the content that we're going to be viewing. It's Bobby Ye practice poor street ethics. Content first society. That ain't gangster. Okay. This brother believed that I have engaged in poor street ethics and I haven't been displaying or participating in proper street etiquette. It's okay. I believe I know what this pertains to, what this is about. You know, the dude's a homie. You know what I mean? When I say the homie, he's from the Hub and the Dub. He's a Hub and Dub representative, just like myself. Without further ado, we're going to get into this. For those who come in a little later, you know what I mean? I'll catch you up at the conclusion of his video. What's good, bro? All love as always. Man, for Sugar and Reckless, what's popping, man? Want you to stick around, man. We're going to get into this content. And I know that you are so far, you have been very honest, straight to the point. I may want to bring you up, man, and you holler at your player partner and, tell me if the argument or the stance that this individual is taking against me, not in a opposing oppositional way. Well, I don't know, because they did say, that he was on my ASS. So I'm excited to view the content, man. I am going to do my best to remain cordial, amiable, civil, professional, and have thick skin throughout the viewing of his content made about yours truly, Bobby A. Jones. Without further ado, man, let's cue this up and let's get into Keep It a Benji's video. Here we go, right here. This is Keep It a Benji. If you have not done so far, please go and like, share, subscribe to the brother's YouTube platform. He got some very thought-provoking content, man. The brother got some very good content, and he doesn't get enough attention. You know what I mean? He doesn't get enough traffic to his page. He don't get enough recognition, you know what I mean? But the brother seems like we haven't met formally, you know what I mean? But just having conversations with him and whatnot, he seems like a pretty decent and stand-up guy. Let's get into the content. Shout out to Keep It a Benji, man. I haven't seen
What's
any of
up,
this.
everybody? Welcome to Keep It a Benji, and that's how I'm gonna keep it. Bobby A ran some content pertaining to gangster from Santana Block, Compton, Crip, OGENT. And before I speak on it, I'm gonna run this snippet so y'all understand why I'm saying the things I'm gonna say.
This dude is putting it out there as if it is, shit, confirmed. It is signed, sealed, and delivered that OG Baby Gangster from Santana Block Compton has told. He's authenticating. I'm not authenticating shit. I'm
Play
not
that back. Hold
giving
on, hold on, hold on.
legitimacy
Play that
to
back. Play that
anything. The
back.
brother
Play that
put out
back.
the
Play
content.
that back. Let's play that back.
He's authenticating. I'm not.
Before we get into the brother content, I want you to hear what Bobby Yates says. The individual who made the content and shared the paperwork about OG Gangster being a rat. That's what's in the caption. Baby Gangster, Woody Woo Compton, so on and so forth, is a rat. That's what the individual who uploaded the content said. This ain't Bobby Yates confirming and saying that he's a rat. And I put the disclaimer out there. I said, this is what he's saying. It has been signed, sealed, delivered. He is authenticating it. He's confirming it that, Gangster is allegedly a rat. Bobby Yates didn't authenticate it. Bobby Yates didn't give any legitimacy to it. So, with me just putting that disclaimer out there, anything that the brother has to say is null and void. It has no merits. It has no legitimacy. It's no value to it. When I put out the disclaimer and said the content creator who uploaded this content and showed the paperwork and said that Baby Gangster from Santana is XYZ to the ABC. You ain't hear that come from Bobby Yates. But let's get into the content.
That OG Baby Gangster from Santana Block Compton has told. He's authenticating. I'm not authenticating shit.
There we go.
I'm not giving legitimacy to anything. The brother put out the content. I wanted to, share and introduce the content. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if it's for show the gangster told or not. You feel what I'm saying? But this brother saying that he has irrefutable proof that Baby Gangster, OG Baby Gangster from Santana Block and got down. He didn't told. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't go into the specifics. You really couldn't read the paperwork and all this and all that. But I think this will warrant a response from gangster, like, inquiring minds want to know, Edie, did you get down on some people? You feel what I'm saying? Is you still in that place? A lot of people, they elevate past that and like, oh, I ain't got nothing to prove, I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But gangster had did a video to where it was saying a few things, and we would like a response. If you don't mind, sir, is it any legitimacy to what this brother is claiming? Is this brother just coming on here clown chasing, trying to seek internet relevance and all this? Is this brother agent provocateur?
Now, let me make this clear. Two things. Two things. First and foremost, I do not represent no type of form of hiding somebody wrongdoing. If a person sign themselves up breaking rules, then that's something they gotta wear. That is nobody else's job to try to cover for you breaking the rules. You know what kind of situation you was putting yourself into when you did it. Even if you put yourself in a situation that's considered a gray area, you have to own up to you making a choice that some people find nothing wrong with what you did, or certain people finding a problem in what you did. You got to wear that. Second, we do not put no labels on nobody, and we do not try to dress nothing up as a fact about anybody if we have not verified it ourselves and we can't put the stamp on it. So this video is not for me to be saying that gangster did something wrong or he didn't, because I
Wait,
didn't
wait,
get
wait,
to
wait,
the
wait, wait,
bottom
wait, wait,
of
wait,
it.
wait, wait. Pause, pause,
But
pause, 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 pause.
moving forward,
If this video isn't for my amazing brother, keep it a Benji. Shout out to him. It's all love. You feel what I'm saying? Appreciate the content. You know what I mean? But if this video isn't for that, then what is this video for? Because this is what that video is supposed to be for. But if you can't do this and you can't do that, then what is the video for? Maybe I'm missing something. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I ain't the smartest man in the world. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just trying to fully understand the angle of my comrade. You feel what I'm saying? Is it because man, I be having to tiptoe around certain topics, certain subjects because I don't want to offend the mass while addressing a singular individual. So, I'll be having to, what I mean, slightly dance around and all this and all that. But my question is the homie offended because I did content on another content creator who's also a part of the hub and dub, making accusations and allegations that gangstered and, did some dishonorable stuff. Never once did I say that, oh yeah, gangster, he this, baby gangsters, that, this, that, and third. Man, I put a disclaimer out there. I'm not authenticating shit. I'm not saying that this is legitimate. I'm not legitimizing a motherfucking thing. So what are we really talking about? What label did I put on gangster? I did content before when he was taking up for Frank Nitty. What's the deal, man? I see you, man. Reckless Podcast, much love and respect. I have ran content before, inquiring, asking, the OG, man, like what's going on? Because you're putting your head out there to say that there is no interventionists who work with the police, but yet the organization that they work for, it says it advertises it highlights it on their website. So I say, why would a righteous dude want to come and defend the actions of the unrighteous unless they also participate or they have a vested interest? And in that vested interest, they have to cover it up so it won't get discovered. So whatever stake they have in the matter, it doesn't become exposed, it doesn't get eradicated, and they don't lose it. So I simply did some content and asked the question. Because why would a righteous individual try to cover up the sins and the transgressions of the unrighteous? If we can just be transparent and be honest. But let's get back into the brother's content, man. This brother be making some good content.
A dude from Grape Street is on the internet waving around paperwork. He is saying that this paperwork belongs to gangster. He's saying that this paperwork will prove that gangster did some telling. As much that I watched or gathered from the whole situation.
Let me interject. Let me interject. Let me interject. Let me interject. Shout out to Keep It a Benji, man. This isn't the first time that these jackets have been associated with Baby Gangster. I don't know if he did or if he didn't. When 600 was going after Baby Gangster, I was vocal and saying, no, man, this, that, and third, 600 line. I reached out to some heavy hitters from out the Jordan Downs, from the Gray Streets. I say, hey, man, is there any legitimacy to these accusations that Gangster got down on XYZ to the ABC? They said, no, homie. Gangsta ain't get down. Wooty whoop whoop from Wooty Wop Wop got down on these specific individuals. I asked, it's the hub and the dub. So I asked the big homie, man, hey, is it cool if I, don't go into details, but I bring what you told me to the internet and say, no, man, gangster ain't tell on Wooty Wop Wop and all this. He say, man, it's all good, man. Do your thing. I trust your judgment, yay. I introduced that to the internet. So, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get into the content, man.
I did not see the dude mention what case gangster told on or what individuals or what individual gangster told on. He just said this is the paperwork and gangster told, right?
Right.
Bobby A is running that content, and Bobby A said this out of his own mouth. He said that
I'm not authenticating shit. There we go. I'm not giving legitimacy to anything. The brother put out the content. I wanted to, share and introduce the content. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if it's for show the gangster told or not.
I am not authenticating that. The dude from Grape Street is authenticating that. I just wanted to shed more light to the content. Since when has it been respected for somebody to spread rumors about a person supposed to be in the snitch? When was that how the streets is operating? Like, just because somebody bring it to the internet,
Shout out Stone to the
that don't
bone.
make it internet business. That's very much a street situation. And if you call yourself somebody who still abide by street rules and street ethic, you know that the only time you
Arrest,
supposed to
what's the
be
deal?
speaking or shedding any type of light towards somebody having filth on their jacket is when you are stamping that with proof. So while you probably didn't start that narrative, right, which can also be viewed as a rumor, right, because you yourself, you don't know the truth, right? So that means at this moment, it's still in the
Pause. If we going by street rules, y'all follow me on this and correct me if I'm wrong. If we're going off street rules, street ethics, and proper gangster etiquette, we don't speak upon it. We don't circulate it. We don't address it unless it's what? Please, somebody tell me. Unless it's what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to pause. We don't circulate it. We don't address it. We don't push a line on it. We don't even really acknowledge it unless it's what present. What has to be present in order for an individual to form an opinion, speak on that opinion, and go from there? Please, somebody tell me what has to be present. Because I know I'm not the only cat that's active, that's live, that's present right now in a moment that has been on these yards. What has to be present? I'm going to wait. Hopefully, we ain't got to wait too long. He must do a turtle. He must be a turtle fanboy. I don't know what the brother is. Thank you. Paperwork. Here it is. Another member, another representative of the hub and the dub is presenting paperwork. How about we do this? How about we get the numbers that's on the paperwork and we look up the case and see if it's real paperwork. And then that opens up another can of worms, and that may potentially open up Pandora's box. But a person can't say, oh, Bobby Ye can't say this. It's not proper ethics. He's not engaging in proper gangster etiquettes. You can't say that, Heedy. Heedy, if the individual who put up the content is showing you paperwork, the paperwork is there. The brother's name is plastered all over the paperwork. So how about you and I, if you're up to it, schedule a live and we get all the information. We get the docket number. We get this. We get that. We get everything, the attorneys, the U.S. attorneys' names and all this. And then we Google it and see if it's any legitimacy to the paperwork or is it fake paperwork. But you can't speak on it. Now, if we're going off street ethics and proper gangster etiquette, you can't speak on it if paperwork isn't present. That paperwork is present. This brother just came on here and presented paperwork. So, my dear friend, my peer, my Conrad, keep it a Benji. Are we actually keeping it a Benji, or are we keeping it biased because the homie is a part of your side versus this side, but it all supposed to be two C's, one dub? Or are you acting indifferent because it's a homie from Compton? So if it was a homie from Watson, it'd be, see, I don't even really like to get into this because I don't like when a hub and dub becomes divided. But I'm merely, to all my homies in Compton, I'm merely asking one representative of the hub and dub, is he being biased because the homie is from the hub and not the dub? Are you being biased? Are you being indifferent because the homie pushed two C's and not one dub and one C? Let's get back into the content. And I really want to know. The paperwork is present, Edie.
The category of he say, she say, or a rumor.
You're
When has it
wrong.
been cool for a dude to help spread a rumor about somebody being a snitch? People lose their life for that, for lying on other people, saying that they did something that was wrong and it's false. So if you call yourself a
This is what I say, Edie. Let's be selective in the words that we utilize. Yes, people can be that when that comes out not to be that. But listen to me, Haiti. I like a lot of other individuals in the streets. I'm not letting nobody do a motherfucking thing to me. And I bang that. I can't say, oh, a person won't try, a person won't this, that, and third. Listen, dog. A motherfucker ain't even playing with me without a serious situation. You understand what I'm saying? For those who know, the police is watching this shit, dog. All this shit is crazy. It's low vibrational. Niggas is getting in their feelings over content. Niggas is going against the rules. Niggas is going against the protocol. Niggas is going against the indoctrination, the conditioning, the conditions, and the teaching. Nigga, this nigga presented paperwork, Edie. So, like, what are we really talking about? It ain't like a motherfucker came on here, made these accusations, and didn't present paperwork. Cuz presented paperwork. So if we're going off the rules and proper ethics and etiquettes and all this and all that, nigga, it's a free for all. A nigga introduced it on the internet and presented the paperwork. Sahidi, what are we really talking about? Did you just see it? You watched it, you viewed it, it made you feel some type of way because, gangster may be your superhero. He may be a dude that you idolize and, you venerate this, that, and third. You understand what I'm saying? You got offended. You got in your feelings. Instead of being pragmatic, instead of being rational and logical, you came on here and you're trying to teach me the game. Haiti, if we're talking about the game, we're talking about politics. We're talking about the gangbang subculture, the conditioning, the indoctrination, the rules and the regulations. If there's paperwork present, we can speak on it. Tell me if I'm lying. Anybody that's really from the streets, anybody that has been on these 3 yards and these 4 yards, am I lying? Correct me if I'm wrong. Please hold me accountable. If I'm wrong, hold me accountable. Haiti, love your content, love your mind, love the way you push. But on this one, you're wrong. When will you be having another discussion with Tom Bomb? Hey man, hey man, listen, man. Man, listen. Tom Bomb, a motherfucker gotta fuck with him periodically. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you want some Tom Bomb content, man, I can try to reach out to the young brother and see what the deal is. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, we in need of a good laugh. You know what I mean? We need a good chuckle, man, to lighten up the tension around this mother. Everybody tense, everybody aggressive, everybody upset. Man, let's have a jocular disposition about some of these things. And I'm not talking about something as grave. I'm not talking about something to where the gravity, the seriousness, is like what we're addressing and talking about right now. But we got to start having some fun, man. I probably got to get back to playing three strikes. Who want to win some money? Let's play three strikes tonight. I need 3+ people. I need 3+ people to come on. We gonna play three strikes, and I'm gonna sell you some paper, man. We need to liven this shit up. Too many dudes and they feelings about things that we should not be in our feelings about. But I understand it. That's like a person telling me that's like a person telling me my hero is this, that, and third, so on and so forth. Shit, my feelings would be just as hurt as the homies. When a person tried to say that Malcolm X was a coward and he was working for the government, man, I was offended and appalled. My polar feelings was hurt. Man, I love Malcolm X. Never met the brother a day in my life, but I love him. I love what he did for our people. I love what he stood for. Even when he was up against the odds, he still stood on integrity, principles, and like my dear brother say, ethics. But let's get back into the content, man.
Good standing member, Bobby A. How could you align yourself with that narrative? And then this is the second time you ran this type of narrative about gangster. The first time was a couple months ago. So you mean
See, now we getting somewhere. The homie is in his feelings. His feelings is hurt. Growing up as a kid, I heard all these amazing things about gangster as well. You know what I mean? Compton, Majestic. You know, you should come to the hood with them, them nice cars and all this and all that. But we had our own individuals that we venerated, celebrated, and looked up to in imperial courts. But it seems like this brother is in awe of gangster, and I understand that. Gangsta is a household name out there in Compton. So, growing up as a kid, the homie probably didn't seen him, coming down in them fly cars, you know what I mean, with the $5,000 paint jobs, you know what I mean, looking like something and all this and all that, you know what I mean? And the homie may have been infatuated with that to the point to where Gangsta is his childhood hero. I understand it. I'm not mad at you, and I feel where you coming from. I'm giving a whole lot of understanding to this situation. Keep it a Benji. I feel you, Haiti. I understand where you're coming from. We're getting somewhere. When you say, "Oh yeah," and he did this and he did that. Never have I called the brother a snitch. I merely asked a question. So we can't ask questions. So we can't ask questions when certain things is put out there, or if we are inquisitive about certain things, we can't ask no questions, right? I get you, brother. It's all love. Keep it a Benji. It's all love, my man. Let's let the brother cook.
to tell me within all this time you still did not seek out the truth for yourself? Because you talking about inquiring minds will want to know, gangster. And I think this requires for gangster to respond on the internet
If he choose
because
to.
we want to know the truth.
If he choose to. If he choose not to, it's all gravy, baby. Go ahead and shine. That's how you play it with me. You big time. Cuz ain't gotta respond. Cuz ain't gotta say nothing. Cuz can relegate that task to you. And you come on here and you defend his honor, his pride, his joy, his street reputation, his credibility. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's the thing about being an influential dude and having minions that venerate you, that look up to you. You understand what I'm saying? You can use them at your disposal. They're expendable, but you can use them to your disposal, to your liking, to come and say, boom, go push that narrative. Boom, go say that, whether directly or indirectly. Because if you properly program a people and you properly condition a culture, you ain't got to lift a finger or utter a word. It becomes on idle autopilot. I mean, if Malcolm X was still alive and some people said some of the things that they say about Malcolm X, I would be just as passionate as you. Some of these Caucasian kids and some of these young African American kids, they will feel the same way about Superman if we came on here and said some very disparaging things about Superman or Batman or Spider-Man. I feel like you. Check me out, keep it a Benji. And it's all out of love, Haiti. I feel exactly how you feel right now, right? When my heart was broken as a kid, when I found out that WWF is what they was calling it then, when I found out the Ultimate Warrior was not really the Ultimate Warrior and all that was theatrical and it wasn't real, my heart was broken. And if I was older and if we grew up in this internet era, I probably would have took to the internet and had a gripe like you have a gripe. I probably would have been just as disgruntled and dissatisfied, infuriated, vexed, and upset as you. So I understand it, brother. I understand it. And I take it with love, brother. Let's get back into the brother's content.
when that's messy. Ain't nothing gangster about that. Because gangster getting on this internet, running his mouth, ain't doing nothing but creating more he say, she say. Now all it is about, do you believe what the dude from Grape Street said, or what was said through Bobby A's content, or do you believe what gangster is saying?
Wait,
That's
wait, wait.
all more.
Bobby Ye never called gangster a snitch. So you know what I mean? Like let's be clear about that. Let's disambiguate. Can we disambiguate, brother? Let's be clear about that. Let's clear up a few things, you know what I mean? Because the and all this and all that, like it can be, it's kind of convoluted, can folks. But it's still all love and abundance of love, man. I take no offense to anything that you're saying. A person said that you was on my ASS. I have yet to see that. Some good content. You got me interested. You got the people that are currently viewing this. We all interested. We glued to this box, and go ahead and express. Can folks? It's all love, baby.
Or he say, she say. A real stand-up man or a real gangster would have been like, I looked into that interview. Excuse me. You would have been like, I looked into that, and I'm gonna either debunk this or I'm gonna prove this to be true. Just like it's a situation going on right now with BG Knockout and 16 to Life said that he don't like to speak on these type of situations without doing his homework. And he said he did some homework and he came up with a verdict on BG Knockout. Y'all can go check it out on 16 to Life page. He will tell y'all what's his verdict on him doing his homework on
Hold
what he
on, hold
feel like,
on,
what's
hold
wrong
on,
or
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, Heedy. I am sensing a little biasness. So you can mention the situation, the topic that pertains to BG Knockout, but don't mention gangster. So we can mention BG Knockout, but we can't mention the situation as it pertains to your superhero, to your hero gangster. What's the difference? See, he on your head. No, ma'am, he's not on my head. I mean, I don't take it as such. The brother is passionate about what he's saying. His feelings is hurt. He feels some type of way. He feel like individuals have attempted to berate and smut the name of one of his local superheroes. So I understand the brother fire. I understand the brother passion. I understand where the brother coming from, sister. He's not on my head. On my head is, what I mean, I don't even want to give examples of what on an individual's head is. No, he's just addressing a situation that he's passionate about. He's not on my head. If a cat was on my head, then please best believe that I would be on their ass. And I'm pretty sure vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? I take no umbrage to what the brother is saying. I take no offense to the words of the brother. The brother haven't called me out my name. The brother hasn't said anything that I consider to be offensive, disrespectful, or berating. So, let's be mindful of the things that we say. And respect. The sister said that he's on my head. Your interpretation of on a person's head and a man's interpretation of being on a person's head, it may differ. But a lot of guys who are beta males may have taken offense to what you said, or may have responded in a certain particular or in a particular type of way because a female said he's on your head. A low vibrational nigga would have went crazy. Oh, this nigga, whoopty whoop, we can, but not Bobby Ye, because I'm not moved by certain things. A man is supposed to be cool, calm, collective, and calculative. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, baby? And this is a message to the brothers, like, just because a female has an interpretation of a situation, don't let her interpretation compels you to respond and act out of emotions. You know how many dudes then got dirt nap behind that both ways. The female plant a seed in this weak nigga head, and this nigga go out and do something. You understand what I'm saying? The female plant a seed in this nigga head. This nigga act a certain type of way, but he's dealing with a real one, and that real one put something on this nigga ass. But it was all because the opinion of a female. Let's be men here. Let's be cool, calm, and collective. We can have an exchange without it being rooted in, I'm going to do something to you. Oh no, I'm nah. And even when we're talking about and addressing these type of situations or whatnot, we got to remove the women. The women shouldn't have no opinion in these type of situations, because weak-minded individuals, they succumb, they collapse, they break to the opinion of a woman. That's why certain situations when I was in the streets and supervising, or just watching certain DPs or put-ons or this, that, and third, let's get the homegirls up out of here. If the homies is fighting, come on, Heedy, let's go over here and y'all just duke it out, because the opinion of a female can lead to somebody saying, man, I feel like this because the homegirl seen it and they woo through. I've been through a situation like that, but I didn't succumb. I handled it in a fashion of a real man, and it came out that it wasn't the way that the female presented it to me and my kinfolks. Because, like a man, I say, hey, Heedy, I would like to holler at your people, so on and so forth. If you can get us together, man, that'd be greatly appreciated. And like a real homie, the homie, when it got the homie, we had an intellectual, real homie type of conversation. It was, no, Heedy, I ain't, no, Heedy, no, what? So it's the interpretation of the female trying to hoodwink, bamboozle, and bewitch me. No. Not on this one. But let's get back into the content. But I love that sister. That sister is an amazing individual. She's good people, but in certain situations we don't acknowledge or give ear to the opinions of women when it comes to controversial and gangster type situations, if I may say so. But then again, it's a different era, it's a different generation. Can a person legitimately say that and the shit is on the internet? I'm just saying, like, you feel what I'm saying? So some of this shit we got to start reevaluating, you know what I mean? But let's get back into the content, man. Once again, shout out to, brother Keeper the Benji, man.
All right, with BG Knockout. If you was to like have got this information from the streets, why you didn't take the time out to ask Gangster yourself if you really cared about the truth? Mind you, if Bobby A really cared about the truth, all he had to do was say, yo, Gangster, I'm hearing this. I do care about the truth as far as me having a relationship with you. So for us to furthermore keep the relationship we got, I would appreciate it if you could,
Heedy, pause. You have a relationship with Gangster. I don't. I had tapped into some mutual individuals that we know to get Gangster's number, but I guess their number is disconnected. That's an excellent example. Hey, listen, the brother gave an excellent example. That's textbook. And I hate to discuss this shit on the internet. There was another homie, not gonna say his name, you know what I mean? But there was another homie from out of Compton that certain accusations, allegations was coming up against his name about getting down and telling on some people. I reached out to the homie. I said, hey, Heedy, this is what they saying. What's the deal? Whoop, whoop, so on and so forth and all that. You know what I mean? And still to this day, I haven't provided my opinion. I haven't spoke on the situation. And the homie say, hey, listen, Heedy, we not gonna speak on that. Let some of the homies from Compton talk about that, address that, this, that, and third, so on and so forth, and all that, because this one is this, that, and third, and whoop whoop and all that. And I understood it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Even though some of the homies from Compton have spoke on it, it's just I'm not ready to speak on it. You know what I mean? And in that situation, I may be biased because I love this dude. Just like he feels some type of way about this situation with gangster shit. When it came out about this, that, and third, I was kind of touched. Like, damn, that's a homie that a nigga really love. That's a homie that can pick up the phone and say, listen, woody wop, man, I'm on my way. We on one. We gonna tear some shit up. So I understand the passion and the fire behind Keeper the Benji's message. I understand it. I'm not offended. It's all love, baby. Let's get back into the content.
Give me the information I need to look into these stuff that people is throwing out there, so I can know for myself, or I will know how to defend this, because I would rather defend this if it's false, or I'd rather say, yeah, it is true, but I don't want to sit here and deal with you, and I got these type of thoughts, and I'm looking at you a certain type of way. However you might want to go about it, right? And that's up to Gangster to where he want to either give you that privilege or he don't. And however he would have responded to that, would have either gave you more of a feeling on however that go. But that's not the approach you took. You sitting here like wanting to really get to the bottom of some wrong cripping. You supposed to be trying to link up into some park. You supposed to be trying to link up to a alley. You supposed to be trying to link up in a parking lot. The fact that you ain't trying to link up and get to the nitty gritty about some real cripping, that show that you ain't on no cripping about this. You want some CFS content first society type get then.
Okay, now I can see what his sister said that he's on my head. Hey, listen to me, 80. Because you just took it there. Man, that's on PJ. Nigga, I'll meet up with whoever, whenever, and we gonna be on whatever. Fuck you mean? Like, come on, my nigga, be mindful of your motherfucking words, nigga. Throughout this whole broadcast, a nigga has been respectful and understanding where you coming from. Nigga, what about your motherfucking crippin', nigga? And a nigga don't even want to take it there and all this and all that, but trying to question a nigga crippin' and all this and all that and saying a nigga won't meet up here and won't come on, dog. Like my nigga, like, do you come on, man? You listen, Haiti. We on the internet. I'm gonna be very responsible with my words, but man, there's people out there that know me, dog. My history ain't no mystery. From the east side to the west side, from LA all the way to Long Beach and beyond. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, come on, my nigga. Like, but I'm not gonna even dignify what you saying with a negative response. I'm not gonna even get over the top, Haiti. But like let's just be more mindful of our words, Haiti. Because words is like bells. Once they're uttered, you can't unring them. So I'm not gonna call you out your name. Motherfucker ain't gonna even get crazy with you and all that. Motherfuckers gonna continue. Stay on the high road, my nigga. Don't let niggas try to bait you into lower level conduct. Man, I can't, man. These niggas ain't even some of these right. You absolutely right, CJ, and I appreciate you for that. And I love you for that, Haiti. Beautifully blessed says, don't let anybody take you there. I'm trying my best not to. But like Compton Rick Rock say, cuz this content shit is gonna lead to somebody getting their motherfucking brains blown smooth the fuck out their head. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything to anybody, but some of the ways that we articulate, some of the ways that we express, some of the content that we commentate on, that shit can be rooted in some shit that'll get a motherfucker perforated with them things. And that's just the truth of the matter. Never did I come on here and say gangster's a motherfucking snitch. Because if I felt like the nigga was a snitch on PJ, nigga, I don't got no problem saying the nigga's a motherfucking snitch. Fucking nigga mean, nigga. I don't know what the nigga is. But since we on the topic, nigga, this ain't the first time that this shit done been circulating in Watts, Compton, and throughout Los Angeles. Nigga, where the fuck you been at? Under a motherfucking rock, nigga? Like, this is crazy, cuz, but I'm going to continue to get a little brother humility. I'm gonna continue to get the brother respect, and I'm gonna continue to be civilized, cuz I'm not gonna be shaken about this guy's trying to make a play on my cripping. I got Crips that I love from Harlem 30 Crip, from neighborhood, from gangsters, from up north to down south, cuz that can come and vouch for my cripping. From the pen to the streets to the California Youth Authority, niggas that I didn't really crip with in these institutions, niggas that I didn't really crip with on the streets. But we talking about cripping. Hey, homie, check this out, Edie. My life, the things that I engage in, my mission and what I do is beyond cripping. Oh, and that's what your life consists of, just solely cripping. That's just solely cripping. Cripping is cool. But cripping is cool. I'm gonna leave it at that. But a person has to also advance to a point to where you're expanding yourself and broadening your horizon beyond just cripping. Some dudes are stagnant, they're locked in a box and they can't see anything outside of cripping, outside of blood, and outside of grooving and power ruin. That's not my reality, dog. I am a single father, dedicated father. I am a author. I am a film producer. I am a keynote speaker, a public speaker. I am a behavioral health technician. I am a caseworker. I am an activist, an advocate. I am a business owner. You want to talk about business and all that? Like let's talk about some business. Heedy, I am in talks right now to acquire a quadplex, an apartment building. So I mean, if we can talk about something outside of cripping. So if you want to question the nigga cripping, all right, dude, go ahead, question the nigga cripping. All right, you got that one. Good for you, brother. All right, let's get back into the content.
That's all you doing because you just want the content to stretch out. Ain't nobody caring about nobody back and forth screaming at each other about who told and who didn't. We want to get straight to the facts. That's it. And Bobby A, you also, before you start even having the motion you was having on this internet, you was taking a stance on how like you was giving flowers out for the whole hub and the dub community, on how dudes was not on the internet eating away at each other. Fast forward, you have a speaking term relationship with Gangster. And instead of you reaching out to him, or you, because you use all them big words, right? When you use all them big words, that means you want to be viewed like you intelligent. So if you want to show us you intelligent by using the words, you should have showed us how intelligent you is by getting to the paperwork, right? Because if they got paperwork, that means it must be out there somewhere. And you could have said by the research you done, this is the homework you gathered and you stumbled across, or however it go. And I'm here to say, yes, this is true or this is false. That ain't what you wanted to do. So now you got this whole hub and the dub campaign looking weird on this internet, right? Because if we all belong to the same thing, that means that that's something that should be able to get understood behind the scenes. If dudes is representing the same thing and can't even get to a solution behind the scenes, how much is dudes from the same thing? If that makes sense to you, that shows that somebody must not really be involved with the lifestyle. They not really involved with the hub and the dubbing, because the only way that they could address these matters or seek responses about the matter is via internet. That just makes you more of an internet guy in these real street topics. And if you just an internet guy, stay off the street topics, because you clearly ain't done no street homework to know about nothing related to a gangster. It is a situation pertaining to gangster, right? And the situation with gangster, it has a lot of people not upset with gangster. And do some probably find a problem with gangster behind it? Yes. But however that goes on in life, that's something that gangster gonna have to live with and he's gonna have to deal with. But by you not even having not a clue about even that type of situation pertaining to gangster, it makes me feel like, damn, how much connected to the streets in the history of certain things is Bobby A, right? I know I probably lost some of y'all with that, but for those who know, they know when they get it. And I also want to finish with this. Bobby A take a stance on this internet every time he get on this internet. He always saying that he pushing for peace. He always trying to fancy himself on trying to come to a solution. He's always trying to make it seem like he's not trying to create no type of problem amongst black people. He's always advocating like he's anti anything adding fuel to a fire between other gangs. But what Bobby A just did only did the total opposite. And mind you, this is how inappropriate and
Let's
how
pause it right
messy
there. Let's pause it
this
right there.
was by
Look, we're gonna pause it right there. Cause right now it's too much talking. Pop, 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 and all this and all that. So this is what I'm gonna say. This is to my dear brother. Keep it a Benji. Okay, what's next? What's next? You did all this talking. It seemed like you secretly envy a nigga. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like. It seemed like you secretly envious towards a nigga, and you've been waiting on an opportunity to express what you have been suppressing inside of you. Of all the deepest, darkest sins of a man, envy is one that he would not confess. But it seemed like you envious of a nigga, big dog. That's what it is. All right, listen. Now let's just say everything that you said is spot on, is correct, and it's that, right? Okay. Now let's just say you're correct. Theoretically, hypothetically speaking. What's next? Niggas gonna take my niggas gonna revoke my hub and dub card. Niggas gonna kick me out the hub and dub. I can't be from the hub and dub no more. I'm just saying, like, what's next? Niggas go, oh, Bobby Ye can't be from the hub and dub no more. He or is there going to be what is it called when you go before the board? A revocation? Is it going to be a revocation hearing on my hub and dub membership? Is individuals gonna revoke or take away my or suspend, terminate my hub and dub membership? I'm no longer a lifetime member of the hub and dub. Like, you know what I mean? What's next? Because it's too much talking now. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So what's next? Is there going to be a hearing to terminate, suspend, take away my hub and dub licensure, my hub and dub membership? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, big dog. Like, man, what we really on? Niggas commentate on content. Niggas share content all night, all day. But this dude got his panties in his ass, and he want to come on here and Bobby A this and Bobby A that and Bobby A and Bobby A and Bobby A this. And is Bobby A really from the streets? Is Bobby A really this? Man, listen, dog. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take your opinion, right? I want you to take your opinion of Bobby A. Take it right here. Split it in half. And you know what I want you where I want you to put them at, right? I want you to take your opinion, split it in half, and shove it in your shoes and walk on them. Man, I don't give a fuck about all this shit you talking about, Edie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put your opinion in your shoes. See, people thought I was gonna say something else, but I'm not here to sex play no grown man and nothing like that. You feel what I'm saying? Put your opinions in your shoes and walk on them. Nigga, get out your feelings, get out your emotions. Nigga, why you so emotional? Nigga, shape up and fly right. Nigga, I ain't never said your superhero is a motherfucking snitch, nigga. That ain't what I said, nigga. And I put the disclaimer out there. I'm not authenticating shit or giving legitimacy to it. This is what another member of the Hub and Dub presented to the internet. That's it. That's all, nigga. But you making it solely about Bobby A. Niggas commentate on shit all night, every day. Niggas commentate every day, B. So what we really on? Like, Edie, like, let me know, like, what we really on. What we really on. Okay, now let's just say Bobby Ye transgressed against the laws. Now let's just say Bobby Ye broke protocol. Did you not break protocol as well by regurgitating and ultimately doing the same thing that Bobby Ye did? Because the audience that I don't reach, you just reach that audience and put it in their mind that your superhero just may be a snitch. I don't know if he is or if he ain't. Disclaimer. So ultimately, you just did the same thing. You and I converse and have more conversations than myself and Gangster. Me and Gangster probably had one conversation many, many moons ago. Don't even have the brother number. Hit the homie to try to get hit a representative of the Hub and Dub to try to get his number. That dude's number is out of commission. So ultimately, you are just as wrong as I am. Because if we're pushing it the way that you're saying that we're pushing it and I am in transgression of the laws, the rules and regulations, and it's a violation, Edie, you could have did the same thing that you said that I could have did. So we all in this content business to make content. Correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna let you continue to cook. Continue to cook, my dog.
By Bobby A. Because the dude from Grape Street ran that content 8 months ago. So it's not even clean. So it's not even current content. I can look at it a little bit different. Like, okay, if this just came out today and it's fresh content. But for you to go find some content or for you to run some type of narrative about somebody in a serious way, right? Real serious accusations attached to them. For you to like, I think that's something that will be respected for a good standing member who abide by the street ethics still would do. It shows that you was trying to instigate a problem, correct some problems, and you started a lot of drama, Bobby A, amongst the black community and amongst the gang community and amongst the Crips.
Amongst the black community, let's dissect that. Started a lot of problems amongst the black community. Bloods is affected by this. Hold on. Is the Hoovers and Pyrus affected by this? What about our cousins up north in the Bay? They affected by this? Oh, we got some more cousins in San Diego. They affected by this? What about our kin folks down south and in New York? They affected by this? Make this shit make sense when you coming on here and you're creating, this narrative that you creating, my nigga. Oh, you started problems amongst the black community because I'm passionate about the black community. Oh, you started problems amongst the black community and the whoopty whoops. So the neighborhoods is affected by this. The East Coast is affected by this. The gangsters is affected by this. So how the fuck did I start problems amongst Crips? Let's take time and dissect that. The boy is envious. He wanted to get at you why he didn't tap in. He doing all that talk, but ain't doing no reaching out to set a meet up if that's what he really wanted instead of taking to the internet. The nigga got my number on Steve-O. Me and Cousin Big chopped it up and all this. More so he and I than me and Gangster. Me and Gangster probably had one conversation. And that's after I had defended the accusations and allegations that 600 was bringing up against him. When I did my due diligence in that situation and reached out to the homies from Grape Street, hey, is this true? Woody whoop and all that? This, that, and third. No, it wasn't him. It was Woody Wop Wop or for Shigadell. Is it cool if I don't mention the names and I bring this to the internet? For sure. We trust your judgment. Boop, pop, 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 and all that. But yeah, he's definitely doing the same thing that he says that I am guilty of. So we all guilty. In this content creative space, we all guilty. Just like Compton Rick Rock did some content a few days ago or maybe a week ago, and he was saying that somebody over this content SHIT is gonna get fired up. And we do content like this, that, and third, and he, kept it real. He held himself accountable, and he said, "I'm guilty of it as well." This content shit can get extremely tricky, and it can get out of pocket, out of hand fast. This is something that we ain't never dealt with. Individuals from the streets coming on to the internet and having opinions about this and commentating about this, that, and third. But let's get back into the Disgruntled Brothers content. And what I'm gonna do, as soon as I get off of here, hold on, cuz. Wait. Just hold on. Cause I think what's gonna call it. Let me see. Let's see. Boop. Let's see. Who is this? I don't know who paperwork this one is. Hold on, I'm reading somebody paperwork, but I don't want to read it out loud because I don't know whose paperwork this is. But hold on, let me just show you something. I'm reading somebody paperwork because niggas send me paperwork all night, all day. Man, Bobby, hey, look at this. Bobby, hey, do this. Bobby, hey, you know what I mean? But I this is somebody's paperwork. I'm reading to see who paperwork this is. Okay, I know who paperwork this is. This ain't the right paperwork. But hold on. Let me go right here. Let me see. Yeah, bear with me. Hold on. Okay. I got it. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so what I'm about to do, I am about to do a thorough, don't want to say investigation, but I got the paperwork right here on PJ. Hold on. Got the paperwork right here. So keep it a Benji. I'm about to heed your advice. And I'm about to do the research on Baby Gangsta's paperwork. This is what you wanted. I'm about to do the research. Upon my conclusion of the research, I'm going to present it to the internet like you instructed. Is that cool for you? Is that satisfactory, my brother? How that sound for you? And just to let y'all know, I'm not playing and I'm not BSing. Frederick James Staves. Frederick James Stave. That's Staves. So I'm about to research this. I'm about to research what is in the transcripts. I'm about to research in the U.S. attorneys, the judges. I'm about to legitimize or not legitimize that he's that, but I'm a legitimize the paperwork. I'm a legitimize the the attorneys, the judges, and all that. I'm gonna legitimize that so we can know it's not just some made up paperwork. And then we gonna get into the bread and butter of the paperwork. So y'all bear with me. Y'all give me a few minutes to do this, man. I'm gonna end it on that note. We gonna let the brother finish saying what he's saying. Hold on, you didn't drop the news first. So be mad at who? These niggas be scary and selective politicking. A lot of niggas do a lot of selective politicking, but I'm gonna tell you this, dog. A lot of niggas know that I reside in Las Vegas, and it takes some time and some efforts to get where a motherfucker will need to get. You know what I mean? So a lot of dudes come on the internet, they talk what they talk. I got thick skin. I'm not moved by it. I don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Because if a motherfucker feel that passionate about it, y'all already know what I say. If you feel that passionate about it, then you know what I mean. That just is what it is, Edie, and that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm not no stranger to danger. That's why I made the park ranger. You know what I mean? But we gonna get into this paperwork. I'm gonna let the disgruntled brother from Compton, the hub, which is our brothers is still a hub and dub and all this and all that. I'm gonna let this disgruntled brother complete his commentary. Let's get back into it. People have had a similar assessment of your views on Norvell, aka Spider. Somebody said he did tell, but told on some police. Mm. Old boy is being biased, and it sounds like he's on some hater shit. and need to release that anger he has towards you. He talking loud, saying nothing. It's all good. We still gonna get a brother some compassion, some understanding, and all this and all that. My history ain't no mystery, dog. It be things that be transpiring in the streets, and people hit me. And even from way out here, I get in contact with peoples and get a solution to the problem to where individuals ain't making funeral arrangements. What have you done? What's your major contribution? What's your positive? And I'm a text the homie and ask him, like, you feel me? Hold on. Hey, I'll text that nigga later. You know what I mean? But dudes be so quick to say this and say that, nigga. Like, what have you accomplished from being a gangbanger, nigga? What have you got of substance and value from the streets? What have you given the streets of substance and value? Tell them join the live. Fuck it. There we go.
And the reason why is because you know that dudes from Santana Block gotta reach out to Grape Street dudes now and see what was going on with that. What's
Hold the
this about,
fuck
right?
up.
What's all that about?
So niggas gonna start. I'm not gonna get into the Gray Street Santana Block history and all this shit and all that, dog. If the I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna let that one. That one is too controversial. That one is too rooted in some shit that don't need to be presented to the internet. But I'm gonna let this brother close out what he's saying. To anybody that makes content, dog, when you make content and you put that shit on the internet, nigga, that shit is timeless. Don't make content that you can't stand on. Don't make content that you will have to be summoned, castigated, reprimanded, or corrected on. If you feel like it's going to have those type of ramifications, don't make the content. Anybody to make content, the content that you make, stand on your content. Believe in your content. If you can't stand on your content and you don't believe in your content, don't make the content, because then you're just making content for clout, content for the bag, content for whatever you making content for. If you don't believe in your content, you don't stand on your content, then your content don't have any relevance. But let's get back into the content.
About? You understand that dudes from Santana Block gotta put a certain type of viewing point on PJ based upon you doing what you doing right now, running some content, helping spread some narrative or some rumor about somebody else, and you ain't even here to debunk it or to stamp it as.
Hey, look, check this out, dog. Because now you talking real heavy. You talking real greasy. Bobby Ye, as an individual, shared that content. The history between PJs and Santana Block is a history you don't even know. So stop running your mouth saying overinflated things for theatrical effect. Because right now, that's what you're doing. Oh, the Santana Blocks are going to look at the PJs a certain. Man, nigga, leave my hood out of this, nigga. Don't even mention my hood, nigga. Am I mentioning your hood or this, that, and third? Like, come on, my nigga. Like, see, what you trying to do is real skillful, but it's elementary, and a motherfucker of my caliber see through the shit that you doing. Sometimes if motherfuckers aren't aware of the history, niggas need to shut the fuck up. Cause now you are over exaggerating and introducing the elements of it being PJ versus Santana. Santana versus Gray Street. Nigga, you just said that, but you just said that I'm the nigga that's creating division in between a hub and dub. Nigga, I have never alluded to that. I have never hinted at that or mentioned anything of that nature. The hub and dub has survived and been through a lot. We will survive and get through this without any bloodshed, without any back and forth, without niggas being in their feelings, such as you. The hub is dub. The hub and dub is gonna thrive and survive, my dude. But I like the narrative that you're painting. I like how you're trying to twist it and exaggerate it and intensify it to make it blow over into something else. I can dig it. I can see you, my nigga. It's so much more that I want to say, but I won't say. And then when I just sit back and think like, oh, now this shit makes sense. Cause from, and it was a situation with, oh, that's what this about. I know what this about. And I'm gonna hit you after this. Like, I'm about to hit some folks to make sure that my information is factual, and then I'm gonna mac in on you. And what I'm talking about, being that you're a member, like how you say you're a member, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna bring it to the internet because it's a sensitive topic. Now that can inflame some shit, and that can get some shit started. But I know why you feel how you feel. This shit is deeper than rap. This shit is deeper than the internet. You been feeling like this. You been suppressing this. You been want to say something and speak out and this, that, and third. For the individuals that's from the community, and when I say the community, I'm from the individuals that's from the car. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not about to come on here and say this and all that and all that and all this because this individual is saying this, that, and third. But for those who know, they know. Let's get back into the content.
As the proof, as the truth. So that right there just added fuel to a fire. I'm not even saying that it's a problem yesterday, but moving forward, who knows what tomorrow may bring. But
nigga, stop theorizing. Stop fishing. Oh, I'm not saying. So what the fuck is you saying?
why did you feel like that was important to the internet? How did you feel like that was something that was going to better the black community? How did you feel like that was going to keep all hostile manners out of the gang equation? See, y'all gotta be mindful with people. People will present themselves one type of way when they feel like that's how they can gather an audience. The moment that they get audiences, they're going to express more of who they truly are.
So that's what this is about. It's about some past shit. Now we get into, now we're, listen, dog. I don't do this shit for an audience. If I did this shit for an audience, then I would be making a whole different type of content. I would be catering to a specific demographic, a specific ethnic group. If you want to build an audience, all you have to do is cater to the Hispanics. And they gonna come and they gonna run the numbers up. This ain't about no audience, my nigga. And I don't like to number shame people and all this and all that, but what it is, a person is now starting to get a little bit more emotion. I'm not enthused about the motion, big dog. What I'm enthused about is that we can continue to have the dialogue with certain people, because now we're having dialogue because more people is paying attention to a specific region, and people saying, how do we work this out? Let's get on the phone this Saturday and this, that, and third, and see if we can bring the community back together. We want to thank both brothers, this brother and that brother. Neither one of you brothers did nothing wrong. This was needed. We need to have these type of conversations. Those are the unions of minds that we need in our community to push the culture forward. But this is rooted in some type of secret jealousy, enviness, maybe a tinge of animosity, like, because now I'm sitting back and I'm dissecting it and it's starting to make sense to me. And now you're talking about audiences and numbers and all that. Like, man, fuck all that audience and numbers and all this and all that. Because I'm gonna be the same way that I am today that I was yesterday. Like, I'm me, Heedy. Like, come on, dog. I ain't switched up. I ain't changed. I'm still me. At the core, Heedy, I'm still me. But let's get back into the content.
I just really do not respect Bobby A on this get down. I feel like it was too much like being an internet type of guy, not keeping it street enough. I feel like he made a mockery of the whole Hub and the Dub campaign.
Pause. If we was keeping the street, now let's say keeping the street, right? If we were adhering to the code of the streets, when none of us Deuce M's in the chat. Deuce M's, what's the deal? What's the deal? Salute. I'm trying to holler at you on this situation when the time permits. I mean, you can either come up, I could drop the link, you can come up, or we can holler at our the people that we know, mutually, and they can send me your number or send you my number and we can have a conversation, big dog. It's all love. You know how it is. So you just let me know, big dog. I'm about to play the rest of this right here. But honestly, if we were all adhering to the codes of the streets, we wouldn't be on the internet at all. Everything would be handled, discussed, corrected, rectified in the streets. Let me drop this for my player partner. Better yet, I'm gonna pause on that one. This Deuce M, and the reason why I say I'm gonna pause on that one because this is a hub and dub situation. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm inviting outsiders to come in and validate or make invalid certain claims, situations, topics, and all that. You feel what I'm saying? So respectfully, Edie, I'm a decline. We can have a sidebar, we can converse and all that. You feel what I'm saying? But as a hub and dub representative, this is a hub and dub situation. So I'm gonna table that at the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And we can have a conversation off screen because I don't want people to get in their feelings, be like, oh man, he inviting the blood into this and whoopty whoop and all this. And we all know how convoluted and how messy that one can become. You feel what I'm saying? You already see how this nigga in his feelings the way that he in his feelings right now. But hold on. I'm a mac in with Cuz. And I'm gonna give Cuz the option. And excuse me, Hedy, I'm not cousin you. I'm talking about this brother. I'm gonna mac in on him and see if he would be willing to come on me, you, and him and have a conversation. Like, hold on. Hey, cuz ain't answer. What I'm about to do, man, I'm about to bring this to a cessation. I'm about to bring this to an end. This will conclude this broadcast. And should I be back in a few hours, man? Stay up, be blessed. God bless y'all. Too black, too strong. We all we need, we all we got. Deuce M, get in contact with me. I'm about to hit our mutual kin folks and tap in with you. Hey man, all love to the brims on the Renanils. All love.